Hi, I'm Sean Della Croce, and this is I Owe You an Explication, the podcast where I break down and explore the songs in my catalog and the inspiration behind them. If you're new to my music, welcome, and if you've been tuned in for a while, thank you for coming back. As always, you can learn more about upcoming events and releases on my website at seandellacroce.com. And be sure to use code IOU on my store to receive 10% off any purchase. That's 3 letters. IOU for 10% off. Today we're discussing Catharine Street, track number 3 from my record Illuminations. Let's get started. In preparing for this episode, I realized that I don't know when Catharine Street was written. I was initially very frustrated by this fact as I scoured my computer and files for a trace of this song, which surely exists somewhere in a box. But now I realize it's sort of fitting. Catharine Street is a liminal space. It's intermediate. It stands on both sides of a threshold, 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Here is what I do know. When I studied guitar at the Liverpool Institute for Performing Arts, I couldn't read music. I still can't. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that I failed nearly every single course I took while I was there. It's very hard to notate music and succeed in a music school when you cannot read music. I can't overstate this fact. It was an incredible experience. I had brilliant teachers and met wonderfully talented, inspiring students. But it was a grind. Like grind your bones into dust kind of grind. I was 18 years old in a new city. I went through an intercontinental breakup, and then my stepfather, the late Pete Huttlinger, had a massive life-threatening stroke that was ultimately just the beginning of medical conditions that were about to become much worse. When I lived on Catharine Street at the student housing complex called Agnes Jones House in the city's Georgian Quarter, I was naive enough to think that this experience would resemble the movie Notting Hill. Can you imagine? I was supposed to be having the time of my life, but dear listener, I most certainly was not. I set up shop on Catharine Street. The rain, it pours, it soaks my feet. And when it snows, no one can see. It melts like tears upon my cheeks. When I search this song for a line that really captures the theme, it is this. The wind it blew then, but nothing shook. The night my motive finally took. I remember walking home late at night and the wet chill that I felt all the time, the close calls and foolish mistakes I made. The motive here is my decision to leave, my motivation to pull myself out of the depressive flow I had entered as all of my high hopes were dashed. Did I mention the drinking age was 18? I probably wasn't ready for that. The wind blew, but nothing shook. There was a period after I dropped out where I just hung around in Liverpool and later did some traveling, but mostly I just drank too much and slept until noon. It was a really special time in hindsight, but in the moment it felt like a fake, disconnected life. The wind blew, but nothing shook. It means a decision was made, but nothing changed, because Catharine Street is that liminal space. The snow and ice crack underfoot. We make our way past lamplight crooks. The wind it blew then, but nothing shook. The night my motive finally took. I have to give so much credit here to my producer, Alan Deremo, for his absolutely gorgeous and detailed intro and outro performances. They completely set the scene for Catharine Street and capture the vague inspiration I gave him to work with. I want it to sound like freezing rain, I said. And this is what he created. But I will also add that there was some musical reincarnation going on in this song for me. On my last day at LIPA, I filed my papers to drop out, with no backup plan, I'll add. The nice lady in the office gleefully greeted me, and then her face dropped when I handed over my forms. "Well, all the best," was what she said to me in a Harry Potter British accent. She stamped my documents, filed them, and I turned around. On my walk home, I listened to Wisconsin by Bon Iver on my Can headphones that doubled as earmuffs. It was the bleak winter of 2011, and his album, For Emma, Forever Ago, was still absolutely everywhere. If you had ears and a heartbeat, this record was streamed into your psyche, especially if you're at a music school. Now, I would love to play the song Wisconsin here, but I respect copyright law too much. So I invite you to imagine his beautiful voice intoning these lyrics. But for now, you'll have to settle for mine. That was Wisconsin. That was yesterday. Now I have nothing that I can keep. 'Cause every place I go, I take another place with me. That song followed me home like a ghost. It didn't fix anything, but it accompanied me through the loneliest period of my life. Hey, I feel like I'm getting lost in nostalgia here, but I know we are still in an actual podcast. So what song has walked with you along some lonely road in your life? Leave a comment on the accompanying blog post. I really want to hear what you listen to when you really need to listen to something. Your holy words, your helpless eyes, I'll hold you back. You take my life, so when I'm gone, don't be surprised. In closing, when I think about it, this song emerged from a haunting. And to me, by the end, that resolves into strength. I know that I wrote this song at some point after I returned home, and things went from bad to worse in my family and personal life. This song is what I saw when I turned around to look over my shoulder at that year in Liverpool. And I wouldn't change a thing. Take care to lead yourself if you have to go away. It's a necessary evil. It is hidden in the shame. You can find me there in the back of the train. I've been writing you this letter since the day I saw the rain coming down. Catharine Street was written by me, Sean Della Croce, produced by Alan Deremo, and recorded at Back 40 Studios in Leucadia, California. I play acoustic guitar. Alan Deremo plays electric guitar, keyboards, acoustic bass, and loops. Downs Thompson is on the violin. Jeff Babco plays piano, and Charlie Paxson plays drums. You can hear Adam Topol on percussion, and Molly Weaver lends her voice. Catharine Street was mixed by Richard Bredice at Woodland Bredice Studios and mastered by Brent Lambert at Kitchen Mastering. This has been I Owe You an Explication. I'll see you next week when we discuss In Confidence, track number 4 on Illuminations.